Alright, yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be going over everything that you need to know when you're going to Rebirth and go for golden eyes or glowing eyes, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to go over things like the equipment to use, how to speed up the process, where to grind, all that kind of stuff. And if you guys do enjoy this video and this video does help you and you want to see more and you enjoy what content I post, it would mean a lot if you guys subscribed. I'm really close to 3K, and I'm trying to hit that hopefully before the end of this year. I've been stuck at around 2.8K because of my inactivity and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really trying to come back and grind this. Vesteria has been fun. I can't wait for the Halloween event and all this other stuff. I've had so much fun with things like Emblem Tales and eventually World Seed right around the corner. I'm ready to be back, and I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to post unlike before, as well as my guild. My guild is looking for members. We just got a few new members off of last video, but I'm really trying to like hit the max that I can and grow this guild a lot, as well with potential tier 4 stuff coming for the guild in game. We're gonna need to get that 1,000 gold built up in tier 4, but that's not confirmed. It's just an idea. But yeah, that's it. If you guys do enjoy this video, like, subscribe, and let's get right into all these tips that I got for you to get to Rebirth 20 really fast. Alright, so up first, I'm going to be going to talk about the best classes and give reasons for those classes so that you can decide which class you want to hit Rebirth 20 on. Now, I have these ranked, and it sometimes matters on the subclass, but I'll go over that. So at first, the easiest one, it's going to be Mage. Mage is going to be the easiest because of Mana Bomb, which is AoE, and eventually Sorcerer, who has Frost Call, and this Meteor Call, or whatever this thing is called, which kind of deals AoE damage as well. As you saw, I was aiming at this target, and it hit this target. So with Sorcerer being probably the easiest class to hit Rebirth 20, because you'll see later with the areas that I choose to grind in, this is probably your best bet. So if you have a Sorcerer built, I would build that. As well as with every single mage at level 49, you'll be able to equip Forgotten Staff, which makes your Thunder Call hit like all the enemies in an AoE area. So this is only at 49, so before that it really doesn't matter, but mages 49 to 50 will probably be the fastest out of any class. So if you find it boring towards the end, and you're like, oh my god, bro, just let this last level be over with, mages will probably have the least problem with that kind of feeling, as 49 to 50 will be like insanely easy. And for the other two subclasses of mage, I don't know, they're pretty good. I mean, Mana Bomb is probably going to carry, especially if you do Web Staff and Mana Bomb, so that you get that big puddle that'll hit a large amount of enemies. So yeah, Mage is probably going to be your best bet if you want to hit Rebirth 20. For the next class is going to be Hunter. The reason I say Hunter is because you can do, for other classes other than Ranger, you can either Bow, which Ranger is probably going to be your best bet with Bow, or you can do the Shunpo move, especially with the mask that gives like the shark Shunpo move. That's going to be insanely good because I think that shark mask actually gives a little bit of AoE to that. But even without the AoE, you can easily spam it, which will allow you to hit a lot of enemies in quick succession to kill them, because usually you will one-shot them with a good build. But in my opinion, Ranger out of all the three Hunter classes is the most enjoyable / the best to use because of the hail of arrows. And then finally, Warrior is going to be the worst. I think everybody knows why. Warrior isn't really the best at PvP or PvE grinding, and that is because there's not really much AoE except for kinda ground slam on any of the Warrior classes, except for maybe Paladin. So Paladin might be your best bet in the Warrior subclasses, with Berserker being the second best and Knight being the best or the worst. So if that helps you guys in picking your class, that's good. But for the easiest time, probably Sorcerer, would be your best bet with its AoE moves. Next, we're going to talk about gear, as gear is one of probably the most important part of this. Before I actually get into the actual gear you'll be using, I just want to say that every item I'm talking about is I'm assuming that it is a red or gold tier, and you should honestly get these to red or gold tier before you even start, as at red and gold tier, especially for the lower level items that will be equipped for a lot longer than the end game items, you're going to want those at red or gold tier. And then on top of that, mage and warrior don't really have helmets or headgear that once you unlock, you equip and keep on for the rest of the time. So if you're going to be rebirthing a mage or a warrior, you're going to have to pretty much just keep upgrading your hat as you go, or just stick with one if you don't feel like doing that, until you reach towards the end and you have a good one, or if you use one at the beginning like the Magus hat and just have it triple graded, and you just keep that on the whole time. To start off the gear, after you first rebirth, you're going to be a level 10 adventurer, and for this, I 100% without a doubt recommend that you use pitchfork or rake as your weapon. These will get you to level 20 really quickly with the method that I will show you later, and will be all you need from level 10 to 20 until you switch to, or 10 to 25-ish until you switch to a better weapon. As well as the armor you'll be wearing throughout the whole entire run is going to be mush armor for the XP boost, which is better than Catgirl armor, because Catgirl armor only has 10% XP boost compared to this one's 15%, as well as Catgirl boots for the extra 10%, which this does not have to be red tier or gold tier like I said before, but it really helps if it does. It's just that this doesn't affect your damage, so as long as you're just not dying or getting hit, you won't really have to worry about taking damage. But just for that extra safety factor, red or gold tier mush armor will help quite a bit. Once you reach level 20 and you're ready to pick your class, because the way I do it is I don't pick class at level 10 right when I rebirth, I just go straight to leveling up. For Hunter at level 20, if you're a Ranger, Icicle will be the only one you get. Level 20, instantly equip it, you're done. You don't need to worry about another dagger. Icicle, especially with crit chance, will help later on a lot with its extra crit chance, allowing you to do more damage with Dustworm Longbow, as critical strikes will create, or on an enemy's create a splash of acid that will proc a lot more with the extra crit chance. So Icicle, then eventually Dustworm Longbow on Ranger is your best option. For every class, level 25 for every subclass, Spiderleg Bow is probably going to be your best bet. This doesn't have to be red or gold tier. I don't have it at red or gold tier on my main, it still works. But again, red or gold tier will help a lot on this one, and you really should have all your equipment at red or gold tier before you even start. And then for the other classes, Talon and Scissor is going to be your best dagger once you reach these. Personally, I think Talon is better, as Pit, which is going to be the final stop where you get to level 50, is always night. So having Talon and getting that midnight ability boost is going to help a lot. And then as far as headgear goes, for Ranger, I use Magloko Mask for Dex. That'll get me fully graded. It'll give me 2 points off of 50 for triple arrows, and then I just finish that off with 2 points, and then the rest in strength. And then for the other two subclasses, I would just use Tidehunter Mask and get Shark Poe going so that you can farm that way, and it's really easy. Next for Mage, like I said before, I can't really help you with hats. Just pick a hat. If you want to use a low level one to carry you all the way to the end, do that. Or if you want to keep upgrading, that's also fine. But as far as weapons go, Web Staff, right at level 25, will allow you to do the AoE Mana Bomb, which will get you a lot of XP, especially once you reach Pit. And then at level 49, if you want to, Forgotten Staff with Depth Scryer, or however you pronounce that, will also be very good. Not sure which one's better, but do whatever one you prefer. This is a lot cheaper of an option if you just want to use Web Staff till 50. But yeah, pick whichever one you want. That's fine. And then finally, Warrior. Once you go from 10 to 20 and you go to pick your subclass, Iron Sword or the Stinger is going to be your best bet. Personally, the Stinger I think is better obviously, because you have the critical chance. So at level 20, this one's probably the best one. But you can do Iron Sword or the Stinger, it doesn't matter. With both of these, you want to be at red or gold tier. And then if you have these at red or gold tier, these should carry you until you can get Azurai's Edge or even Moko Club in between these two and Azza to use, so like you get a little bit more damage if you need that. You probably won't need that if these are high red, low gold. So yeah, Moko Club could be a bridge between these two, but the Stinger Iron Sword pretty much to Azuraya at the end, with Moko Club kind of being in between if you have that option. So if you are unaware of some recent changes in the last month or so, the Rebirth guy actually changed locations. So if you do not know where it's at and you're ready to Rebirth, I'm going to actually show you where it's at. So he is now in Warrior Stronghold, which I can't go to, but I'll cut to when I get there. So once you're at Warrior Stronghold, also that clinking noise is so annoying, but I don't know if you guys can even hear it over the music. But once you're at the Warrior Stronghold and you're at the main gate, just follow where I go. The Rebirth guy is just right back here. You're gonna get to the blacksmith, and then if you can actually hit the jump, he is just back here. So talk to this guy. You'll be able to be reborn, which is rebirthing, and he'll go ahead and do that for you, and you'll be good. Also, a quick note: when you do start, you have to rebirth at level 50. If you do not rebirth at level 50, you will not get the Roman numeral to pop up here, and you will not get your Holy Scroll. Okay, now assuming that you have just rebirthed, go ahead and grab your adventurer weapon, whether it's pitchfork, rake, or oak polearm, and equip your mush armor and catgirl boots. This pitchfork I got pretty close to my endgame one. It's almost like exactly as good as my endgame one. So you can see like this is really all you need to be able to do this method. So level 10, assuming you just rebirthed, make your way back to Nilgarth, equip your gear, and you're gonna head into Nilgarth sewers. Also, I am in testing realm. That is why no one is in here, so that I can actually do this method. But usually you won't have anybody bothering you, so you can just go ahead and do it. You're going to make your way in here, use that little trick like I just did there, gather up all the bats. Make sure you have your points allocated. So usually you're going to want to go into just all strength for the beginning. If you're going into a mage, maybe don't do strength and do int instead. But for warrior and hunter, if you're going to go into those, strength is pretty good at the beginning. And then you're just obviously going to want double slash. That's about it. You can do whatever you want here. Once you got them all grouped up, you're just going to like start jumping around and swinging at them. As you can see, you don't get hit, and you get hit most of the bats. So as you can see, that one horde basically got me to level 14 almost. That's almost halfway to 20. Well, technically. And there are, like, you can also see that they're already almost all spawned back. So you can just go ahead and do that again, and you're just going to do that until you are level 20. And once you are level 20, you're going to make your way to Forsaken Isle. So when you're ready to make your way to Forsaken Isle, just go ahead and head back to Nilgarth, run over to Taximan Dave, and just say Forsaken Isle, and then choose whatever location that you actually have. Once you're in Forsaken Isle, you're actually going to want to make your way to boss, and there's two ways you can grind Forsaken Isle. You can either pick a low server and just grind Moglos and Moglokos, or you can do a mixture of Moglos and Moglokos and boss. It kind of depends on which one you should do based on your class. But if you are anything but a warrior, except for maybe paladin, I would recommend going to just pit, and then for example Berserker and Knight it might be better to just grind Forsaken boss. But at Forsaken, usually up here is where I grind. You're just going to want to take your dagger or your staff. Mage can kind of do ranged, but for me, I just take my dagger and kind of just circle around these guys until I kill them. And if you're going to do a mixed, so you're going to do Moglos or Moglos, Moglokos, and boss, usually you're just going to want to go to like one of these top servers and try to find one with 3 totems. As you can see, this one doesn't have 3 totems. It actually has 0 for some reason. Not sure why this is a top server. But once you do find one with 3, what you're going to do is just type LFP in chat, which means looking for party. And don't spam it. Just ask every minute or 2. Or like whenever your message goes off screen. And when someone invites you to a party, you'll get boosted XP as well as some shared XP from whenever they kill people. At Forsaken, I usually go till I'm about level 30 to 33, which allows me to get my Mogloko mask. And then after about level 33, everything starts to like give a lot less XP, and it's more worth it to go to pit. So in the next pit clip, you'll actually see that I have less XP here. That is because the original clip that I did of this, I don't know if I lost it or something. I guess I wasn't recording, but it doesn't make a difference. You'll still see how much XP I get from pit, and yeah. So about level 30 to 33 is when I switch to pit. Once you are done there, and you have gotten to 30 to 33, and you've got your subclass, you're gonna make your way back to Nilgarth, and just use Taximan Dave like you always do to head to pit. If you can't go to pit, make sure you get Gorgog Pond, and then Gorgog Pond will always have either the pond or path to pit. At least for me it does. So first time you go to pit, make sure you actually do go to Gorgog Pond, and I'll show you where that is. So assuming you are in the pit, drop down, you'll be in here. As you can see, that guy is doing the strat, but he's probably farming for drops. But yeah, you just run up here into this little hole right here. Do a little bit of parkour to get up there. Take a left, climb up this area, do not go under, you want to climb up here. Walk across this pipe, and then there will be a little teleporter right here. This will take you to Gorgog Pond. You just want to like run around in there, around the pond and stuff like that to unlock the locations, and then you'll be able to teleport there usually all the time once you're ready to come back here on your other rebirths. But once you are here in the pit at around level 30 to 33, at this level, it usually is the longest. It'll take a minute to get up to where it starts being really, really fast, but just go to the lowest server, check out the bottom pit. As you can see, no one is here for me, and as a ranger, I can just start grouping these guys up. The best you can, and I just use Hail of Arrows and my R, and just do as much damage to them as I can, and you'll see my XP. Right there, what, probably already almost 1,000,000 XP. The reason I do use Spider Bow though is because of its ability that slows the enemies down, so Hail of Arrows actually is a little bit more effective. But yeah, I just keep doing this and killing them. With Sorcery, you would just, use your abilities as much as you can, or any other mage, use Mana Bomb with Web Staff. But yeah, that is what I do for pit, and that's basically it. Once you've made it to pit, you just sit here and kill as many slimes as you can and upgrade your gear as you go. And eventually you'll be level 50. Now if you made it this far, I'm going to just say this to those people who have made it this far. When it is double XP, if you even think about getting to Rebirth 20, you have to use double XP. Be on as much as you can during double XP and grind as many levels as you can. If it's an event, try and balance grinding rebirths with actually doing the event, and it'll be super good. Also here you do get drops as well pretty often, which can be sold to shop for some money, so it is actually pretty decent for money. But yeah, that's basically it. As you can see, I'm already almost to my next level. So hopefully this video did help you guys, and it helps you get to that Rebirth 20 a little bit faster than what you're already doing. If you already did know these tricks, I'm sorry, bro, there's nothing else you can do. That's about as fast as you're going to get it. But like I said before, when double XP is active, use that double XP as much as possible. You don't even know how much easier it is to level up during double XP compared to regular normal XP. It makes things 10 times easier. And with all that said, hopefully you guys liked this video. If it did help you, subscribe, like the video, you know, all that stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.